Okay guys, it's finally time. Yes, I finally got my Blitzway Carbotix Mazinkaiser. As you guys can see, this box is massive. Now, it's been a long wait for it, obviously. Almost 3 years. It would be 3 years if it came out next month in April, of course, because that's when the pre-orders actually open up for it. And man, I've been covering this guy since it was a prototype, since they first showed it off, and I was like, man, I want this thing, and I have had the money put aside since I pretty much pre-ordered it, and it's now finally here. Now, there's been, man, it's been a long ride, and I gotta say, the pricing, well, obviously, the pricing is $420 US, plus the shipping, which depends on what website you get it from. Could be more, could be less, but I paid around $231 US for just for the shipping alone. I know that some websites were offering free shipping, and this is one of those rare cases when a lot of US websites actually got theirs before the Japanese websites, which was actually pretty crazy. Now, I know what you're saying, Zero, but I've already seen review from these Korean YouTubers like last year. It came out last year. No, it did not come out last year. What you guys saw was preview copies. And by the way, I have covered this extensively in a bunch of other videos that I have done on Mainkaiser. Now, that's all that happened, and this is the actual final product. Blitzway did not pay me any money. This is gonna be 100% my honest review. Like I have said before, many times, I put my own money on this guy. Like, no discounts, no nothing. So, this is gonna be pretty honest, you know. Will it live up to the hype? I don't know. Will it fall from grace? Maybe. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. We're gonna find out. No, what you're gonna say, Zero, why isn't it on the rotating base? Because the box is so freaking heavy that my little rotating base went like, nope, I can't do this. So yeah, it didn't die. Well, I hope it didn't die, but it wasn't spinning. So yeah, this is pretty darn huge. So let's check out the rest of the box. So the front of the box, as you guys can see there, you got Mainkaiser going to pull out his final Kaiser blade. You got him on the other side of the box with his Scrander on. You can see that is highlighting, of course, the LED light gimmicks. The hands, if I remember correctly, those are the battery operated hands, the ones that actually do have the articulate fingers. You can see that it says Mainkaiser to the side, has the Mainkaiser logo right there, really big. Blitzway, dynamic planning, the 50th anniversary. So let's check out the sides. Okay guys, this side of the box is showing you that we're gonna be getting the Scrander. You can see there the back of the leg, so you can see the ratchet joints, and pretty much showing you everything that you're gonna be getting. You're gonna be getting the General Darkness, you're gonna be getting Turbo Smasher Punch effect parts, you're gonna be getting the other effect parts for the rocket punches, of course. You got the Kaiser Scrander there, you got the Kaiser blade, you got the double Kaiser blades, you got the effect parts for the Kaiser blades, you got the different hands, and you got the giant missile with its smoke effect part for the giant missile, and of course the Mainkaiser. Okay, so this side of the box, as you guys can see here, basically has the creators. So if you want to check out their names, there they are. I think there's one of them that was removed or something, and I don't remember really, but as you guys can see there, pretty much, you know, hey, thank you to the creators that made this guy. Bottom of the box just says Blitzway in black. That's pretty much it. Top of the box, Carbotix Series BWCA 10901 Mainkaiser. As you guys can see, has the Mainkaiser logo, Blitzway logo, and you can see a little bit of a fainted outline of the Kaiser Scrander's wing. So that's pretty nice. So okay guys, so this is the back of the box. As you guys can see there, you have Mainkaiser firing off his Turbo Smasher Punch. You can see that the two images there in the middle are pretty much the promo image that we have seen. even if they did add a little effect to the one on the right, as you guys can see there, it looks like the Turbo Smasher punches are vibrating or spinning, which is something that I wish they would have done. I wish they would have figured out a way to add a little gimmick where you could put batteries in them and make them spin, but obviously that would have made it a lot more expensive than it actually is, right? But as you guys can see, we got the warnings and all that stuff, but we don't care about that. Okay guys, let's open this guy. And honestly, I think this box is a little bit too much for my little studio here. It's big. It's big. This is gonna be something. So I'm gonna try my best to open it up so you guys can see it. And I have all my camera all the way up on the tripod, by the way, so let's see. We only have to cut this little tab here. Obviously you could peel it off, peel that tape off, but I don't like doing that because it's gonna ruin the box. So let's go here. Let's hold it up. The thing is not that heavy. Should have worked out. But there we go. Simple slice. Nothing too fancy. And let's just put it down because this is just like, man, it's just too much. Here we go. I can already tell you there's a bunch of foam here, so pull it out. Should have done it the other way around. And let me just do that. The thing is that this is so freaking big that everything is just discombobulating right now. Like, even this thing, like, it popped off. But yeah. Also, everything comes out at once. Okay. Man, this guy for storing it is not gonna be that fun, you know, but hey, you do what you have to do to protect your shit. First thing that greets you is that Kaiser Scrander. First thing. Oh my god, this looks beautiful. This looks great, man. I can already tell you that they made the mistake of mine. Yes. See, has the gold here. Doesn't have the gold here. In this little part here. Darn it, I was hoping that my badge wouldn't have that, but guess I'll be contacting Untitled Japan, see if they can, you know, exchange that. Obviously, it's something really small, but still, it's a $420 US figure. That shouldn't happen. Basically, what they did was they took this wing, they flipped it, and they put it here. That's pretty much what they did on that part. And I have a friend that actually got his before I did, and he told me that his matches, they match. He does not have this problem. So that's one point already down. Gotta say, these are the general darknet parts. Yeah, and don't worry, we'll be opening these one by one. But first, we have to get everything out. Here's the big boy. Here it is. Here it is. But I already noticed something. Why is mine like this? Why is this out here like that? See? And why is the shoulder messed up? Like, maybe during shipping it moved or something? But darn, it's kind of weird, right? That he is, you know, he wasn't set there properly. That's a little bit weird. I am gonna go over, don't worry, we're gonna go over everything and check everything out because I have to make sure that everything is okay on this guy. So there he is. It's huge. I can't believe that I have it here, but I know you guys want to see the other box because there's another one right under here. Let me just get this one out of the way. This is the other one. Here we have the Kaiser blades, giant missile, the effect parts, for the Kaiser blades, all of them, the different hands, and the items for the Scrander. It does come with a screwdriver, so you can screw in. I'm pretty sure it's for the articulate hands. The articulate hands do have a screw here in the middle, and I think that's how you tighten them up and stuff if they get loose. But the other part, the other thing that these Korean YouTubers don't show you, and a bunch of other ones won't, is the instructions that come here. Now you guys can see how little studio came apart. So this is basically telling you, you know, pretty much, hey, sharp, do this, don't do this. Pretty much, you know, giving you a little outline that, hey, always pull the legs down, always move the side skirt armor, always move this when you're gonna do certain articulation movements. So that's nice. And this part here, it looks like we have a little booklet here, and these are probably the instructions, which I am gonna show you guys, because you guys know that was my big gripe with all those Korean YouTubers. They never showed the freaking instructions. They always did the stupid little thing of, oh look, I showed you guys by moving, you know, flipping through a page or two. That's not showing it. So let me just put this up. Yeah, I have to break it. There we go. So yeah, this is the instruction manual, so you guys can see here. And yeah, normally what the other YouTubers do is this. Not here. I gotta show you the full thing, front to back. And this, what is this? What is this? Oh, I see what this is. I bet you not a lot of people are gonna show you this. Certificate of authenticity. Here you go. Boom! Official, 100% official. New wave of creation. Yeah. And this is how you identify your Mazinkaiser. The hidden tag label becomes damaged, remove it, or authentication card containing the hidden tag is lost. The product cannot be authenticated. Wow. So I'm definitely gonna have to do this and do that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's for the warranty. I'm guessing this is kind of like a lifetime warranty, so that's awesome. Little card. Okay guys, let's actually get him out. Now I can already see something's wrong here. Here, look. One of the horns. Let me just focus. As you guys can see there, one of the horns was actually in here. And they're supposed to be inside this little plastic bag. And guess what? It's empty. Where's the other one? Yeah, the other one is not inside here. Don't tell me I'm missing something. So yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. This is actually pretty heavy. This is pretty heavy. Heavy boy. So let's actually get him out. Okay, I can. Untitled Japan, I can already tell you, somebody had their hands on this guy. I can already see finger marks on it here. I can already tell you that. Look at the bag. Look here. See? See how damaged the bag is here? And here? Somebody had this guy before I did. That is really unacceptable. And I only have one of the horns. So, where is the other one? Where is the other one? In fact, look, there's already an ant on it. Like, what? Really? Yeah, you can already tell that somebody, like, on the shoulders and stuff. Like, I'm not joking. In fact, let me change my camera here. You guys can see that some of the areas have already been touched. Like, even the back of the legs, which I haven't touched yet, is like... And here... Also? No. Okay, so... Wow, I'm highly disappointed of that Untitled Japan. I am highly disappointed of that. You guys are gonna be hearing from me 100%. Like, this is inexcusable. Like, where's the horn? I only have one horn here. Where's the other one? You need both of them. So, you just put it on the side. I'm not joking. There's the other horn. See? So somebody had this guy before I did. That's why this was so loose. Heard the horns. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. You know, I don't like that. I find that inexcusable. Untitled Japan, if you guys, this was your like preview copy or something, like guys, like honestly, don't send these out to people. And I don't know, maybe it was on Blitzway's part or something, but I don't like that. I don't like that. I honestly do not like that. So yeah, that's a big mark right there. So these are the Turbo Smasher Punch effect parts. They're light. They're rubbery, plasticky obviously, and they're nice. I mean, I've seen some people say that, oh, they look dirty. Well, dude, I don't know about you. I guess I'm spoiled or something, but you know, living in the middle of the ocean and a rock, you know, that gets attacked by hurricanes every year, and you see tornadoes and all that shit. And this is what that type of wind looks like. You know, it's not clear air, is dirty air. That's why the hurricanes are called the freaking vacuums of the sea. That's pretty much it. That's their job, and that's why these look dirty. And that's how it should look like. It shouldn't be completely white. So that's nice. And we have the Journal of Darkness here. That's the head. And let's see this one is also dirtied up or used. This one doesn't look used. That looks good. Here's the main body of the General, which is heavy boy. There we go. That's the main body. I'll say this feels good. Feels good, really good. A little bit dirty, but it looks to be from the foam. Not like Mazinkaiser. Mazinkaiser has fingerprints. Like, I could just see it, and there's no way that my little hands, my tiny hands, touch the whole thing. So that's for this box. Pilder, of course, which you see. You guys can see that properly. Not, don't worry, I'll give you guys their looks, obviously, just to start the video. This one that goes, of course, it falls down. The head. Yeah, that's looking actually pretty darn nice. Really darn nice. I like how they gave it two-tone red here, down here. That looks good. Cockpit, which I'm gonna give you guys a closer look, of course. So, now that we have that, let's put Mazinkaiser together. Let's put the two horns on it and let's actually check them out. Okay, let's install the horns. Now, should be pretty easy. They're just, as you guys can see there, circular. Nothing too big. And let's just put that in there. Doesn't say which one is left, which one is right. It just says put it in there. Doesn't look like mine have any damage on them, by the way. Let me show you guys here. This one, see, doesn't look like there's any damage on the points, so that's good. And let's attach the other one. And let me just move it here so you guys can see a little bit more. It's just as simple as just putting them back here. Just popping them in. There we go. Both of them attached. And by the way, you can actually move them around. So you can actually move them like here. So we have one of his other attacks right there. So that's pretty nice. And let's get this freaking powder on it. So just get that here. The powder. Let's pop this in, and this should just go straight down. And okay, so it's not as easy as it looks. You just push it down, and that's it. From what we have seen. But yeah, okay, there it goes. Or not. It looks it's just way too off center, honestly. But for some reason, his head is straight forward. Maybe if I have to push it in. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, you just have to push it in a little bit more. So, there it goes. That's the head. And now he's pretty much complete, except for one thing. We have to put in the batteries. Yes. And we're gonna do that right now because these are the ones that I got. Some LR41s. Maxwell. Got them from freaking Amazon. I think I paid like, I don't know, $5 or $7 for a pack of what? It was like 12 or something like that. 14 of them. I don't know. Wasn't that expensive, so let's put these on. Whoa there, muchacho! I know what you guys are gonna say. Zero, you're gonna mess up your Mazinkaiser. Yes, I am. Why? Clearly, you have to move the freaking torso forward. Meaning that before you do that, you have to go all the way here to the front, and you're gonna take this little part here, and you're just gonna pull it down. And that will free up the articulation right here, allowing you to do this without damaging it. You're gonna take it, you're gonna push it here, and Here it is, a little bit more. It's really tight, that's for sure. It's really tight. And there's the battery compartment. That's where it is. So hope you guys can see it. Let me move the camera a little bit so you guys can get a better look of it. Okay, and I'll have my screwdriver. So let's go here. It says counterclockwise. Okay. So over here. Good thing these batteries, you won't have to do that much. This too much unless you plan on running it every day. Like, then those batteries are gonna drain like crazy. Also, you want to be careful here with this part here, that the screwdriver doesn't hit it, because that's gonna cause some damage right there. It's metal on metal. Okay, let's get a little bit more. Okay, there we go. There we go. So that's the compartment. You guys can see it there. It's gonna take 3 of them. And the thing is, the instructions, okay. Yeah, they do tell you which one is positive and which one is the negative. Okay, so positive sides are gonna go from left to right, positive to the left, negative side to the right. That sounds pretty easy. That's the only thing back here is these battery packs, obviously, that you pretty much get 3 of them, but since they're all together, you know, there's 4 of them. Two, so that's the only bad thing. So okay, positive and negatives. Okay, I already have them lined up. So I'm guessing we're gonna be doing this one by one. It doesn't tell you there, or not. Great, okay, when this happens. I wish they would have found a way to make this area a little bit better to handle. So I can tell you that it's gonna be a pain to remove them from the looks of it. So okay, there we go. And that's what they're gonna look like, you know, on the inside. Let me just over here so you guys can see. See, that's how it's gonna go. And let me just screw it back in. Let me just move it here so we don't have any problems. So move it there. Okay, I like how it sits. It sits there pretty well. No problems here. Tighten the screw up. Okay, good enough. Now let's push it back here. And let's move it here so covers it up. And with that, we should have LED lights. So the button, the power button is right here, back here. That's what you're gonna be pressing. So let me turn around. Let's hide his spinner, of course. Remember, you're only gonna be moving that when you move it, you know, down. So now that we got that, we got his spinner done and everything. Let's actually start this sucker up. See what we got. There we go. I say it looks really good light up, but let's do it a little bit better. Let's do it a little bit better than this. So let me just turn off the lights. Okay, lights turn off. Well, there's one light on, the camera one, but I will turn it off. So let's go. That's what it looks like with the camera light on, but let me actually just turn it off. Ooh, that looks good. Actually looks pretty awesome. There is some light bleeding that you guys can see around the eyes, but I like how part of the heatsink actually does catch it. And let me just lower here to F all the way down to F4. That's what it looks like on F4. Gotta say, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty darn cool. Well guys, I gotta say, looking at it now, it looks awesome, honestly. Even, you know, the mine was dirtied up. It looked like it had been opened before and it was used. This guy still looks pretty darn awesome. I gotta say, the LED lights really add to it. I do wish the heatsink itself fully lighted up. That would have been a lot better, honestly. And maybe the shoulder pads on the sides as well would have been pretty awesome. But still, this is pretty good. Now, he is heavy. You can see that my low rotate stand is actually doing a pretty good job here. Remember, this guy is almost 4 freaking pounds. And what you do have to, if you have a rotating stand, if it's not big enough or strong enough, you kind of have to play around with it a little bit with the weight. Other than that, this guy is looking pretty darn impressive, honestly. I do wish the freaking powder was moved forward a little bit more instead of how back it is. I wish it was more forward, but other than that, I think the rest of the body and the proportions just look great. Obviously, it's not 100% accurate to the anime one. It was never gonna be. Blitzway itself said it that it wasn't gonna be a radical redesign or anything like that. But still, this is still pretty awesome. So how about we put it next to some of my other super robots and let's see how it looks next to them. So here you can see what it looks like next to my Infinity Mazinger Z and Great Mazinger. Remember, in the Infinity line, Infinitus line, Great is one of the tallest ones, and you can see how the size difference just it's crazy. They look like freaking babies next to it, which is awesome. That's pretty darn cool. And I think they're still usable, you know, next to each other like that. Obviously, Mazing Emperor G from Skyx Studio, that's the one that I'm waiting for. But man, it's still pretty nice next to it. So, how about we put together next to it and see what that looks like. And here you can see him next to my THREEZERO Shin Getter Black. Yeah, that's a huge size difference, obviously. Well, obviously he is made to go along with the Carbotix Shin Getter, not the 301, but still looks great. And like I have said before, the 301, just in terms of the paint job, like that's the best looking getter I've ever seen. So yeah, that's why I'm not upgrading to any other one of the getters, but it still looks great. The heights, remember this is the 3.0 redesign, so you can say, hey, this is a smaller getter. You know, you can get away with saying that. Now normally in the games, sometimes they tell you the sizes, sometimes they don't. Sometimes getter is a little bit shorter, so that Mainkaiser. Normally what makes getter so tall are the shoulder pads, and these shoulder pads are not that big, but still they both look great together. And by the way, no spinning base, because putting the two of them made my rotating base look like, no dude, I'm quitting. So yeah. Okay guys, let's check out the articulation. Now obviously the head articulation is where we're gonna start off. I'm gonna start off not with the head itself, but with the horns. The horns can move forward and can actually do 360, but the cool thing is that Mainkaiser has an attack called the Glacial Beam, which is pretty much a freeze ray, and with the horns like this you can actually recreate it, which is pretty darn awesome. And here's what it looks like when you turn the head to the side there, so you guys can see there. So that is pretty darn cool that you can recreate that. Now mine's a little bit stiff here from the looks of it. It's the first time that I've actually articulated everything, so you guys can see here it can do right that much, but I'm pretty sure it can do a little bit more. It's just that, see, because it can do left a lot more. So I think it's just that it needs some time to get it break into, right? The head, let me just move it here, can go down that much, which is normal movement, but Here you can see it up, cannot go up too much because of the Scrander. Remember that the Scrander actually goes inside, it looks like that hinders it. But you got the neck articulation, which actually gives you a lot more. Now I do notice here that, yeah, that the fins, the heat sinks actually cover them a little bit too much. But yeah, you got that movement. The back of the neck, not a lot. I am trying to push it more and I can't get it more, so that kind of sucks. And now that we have that one, remember that the heat sink actually does move, so you guys can see here, you can have them both all the way up here so they don't, you know, get in the way of the articulation for the arms, which is something that we're gonna check. So that is good. So the head articulation is pretty good, but could be better. Obviously the neck one, nice. You guys can see there how much of the neck I'm moving around and stuff, which is good. But again, I wish the head moved a little bit better. The arms here, obviously we're just gonna start off with the shoulders. Now of course we're gonna check out the gimmick here, which this one is to move around where the Kaiser blades are stored, so you can move them around just so you can do better. You know, if you're having a hard time moving the butterfly joints around, or the arm is not reaching, you can just cheat it by moving it here, which I like that. That's good. But let's check out the butterfly joints, because this is something that people have been complaining about. So let's go in here and okay, so that's how much it goes in there, which that is not a lot. That is pretty much nothing. That's nothing. So let me try something. That I have done with other figures, and it's pretty much this. What you gotta do is you're gonna take the shoulder and you're just gonna pull it a little bit more, and you're just gonna move it there. But from the looks of it, that didn't do much. Honestly. I was expecting it to do more, but no, it didn't do much, man. That's actually pretty disappointing. I was expecting it to have more of that butterfly joint, but it doesn't, which is kind of sad. Now let's check out the actual arm here. Let's see how much can it go. Oh, I love that, the ratchet joints, how they sound. So that's how much it can go up. I do wish it went a little bit more. And man, I love the way they sound. And I have this isn't my first ratchet joint figure, by the way. The Shungoki Liger Zero does have ratchet joints, and I just love the way they click, but these ones sound so much beefier, which is cool. So let's see, so we can go up here, so you guys can see there. So that's pretty much up, but we can get it more. The thing is that, okay, now okay, yeah, see, we can get it all the way up there, no problem. Do mind you that this part here, oh, I didn't even notice this. Check this out, this part. Okay, so if you didn't even notice this part here, where the double Kaiser blades come out, it's actually independent. So you see there, see how you can move it side to side, up and down, no problem. That is pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome that they went that far. I think you can see it better here from the back. See, or you can just move it around. That's pretty cool. I love that. I really like that. That's just gonna give you extra, you know, just extra articulation to do stuff. Like here, you know, it's not supposed to look like that, but you just pull it down, and now it looks correct. That's awesome. That's actually pretty awesome. That's actually pretty cool that they added that. So now let's check out that elbow articulation. Okay, so let's grab it here, and ooh, that's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. That looks good. Remember that this part here is actually not the real articulation. It's actually like they just designed it that way. But if you pull the arm down here, you see that it's not actually that much. I wish it went full 90. So they only gave it this just to make it look good, but not to the point where it's actually usable. You know, it's not like that's gonna be doing much. So let's take this part here and just show you guys the wrist, which it's not gonna be a lot of movement because it's just that. So you guys can see there, it's just that, and you're just gonna be able to spin them around. So I made a mistake here. I said these didn't move. It actually does, as you guys can see here. It actually does move. So you do have that wrist articulation right there. It's just that it's a little bit tough to move by its own when you don't have the hand on it, but when you do, so you guys can see there, it does move. And now let's check out the ab crunch. Now, in order for us to do the ab crunch, obviously, always open the fly. You have to open the fly. You just move the arms here a little bit more. And I'm gonna, I think the camera is there, it's fine. So, we open the fly, and we just, ooh, go down. So that's how much he has down. Remember that the actual chest is independent from it, so you could give it a little bit down, a little bit more. See? Ouch. Ouch, ouch. This guy is, yeah. If you're gonna pose him, do this first. Get him in the P pose. So keep that fly down, and there we go. So that's how much he can go down. Now he is top heavy, so that might happen, might fall down, so be sure to hold him up. And when it comes to the up pose, you know, ab articulation up, he doesn't really have that much, honestly. He doesn't really have that much. Okay guys, another part of the articulation, and I just do this just to be safe. You know, go that fly up. Is the side to side here, so you guys can see quite a lot. Actually, you can go full 360 if you want to. There, of course, you got the side to side rocking motion here, so you guys can see there. So that's pretty good. And there's another part of the articulation here that I wanted to show you guys. You can see the shoulder pads there. Yeah, well, these actually do move around. You just have to move the butterfly joint, and you can just move them all over. No problems there, as you guys can see. So that's actually pretty darn good. Okay, let's go for our legs here. Now, as you guys can see, obviously, we have to move the skirts first. And we have to pull the leg down. So hold on tight and pull it down. And there it goes. That's what it should be. Show you guys here. Let me give you guys a better look. See, if you push them up, see? That's what it looks like when you push them up. When you pull them down, that's what it is. It's pretty simple. You don't really feel it. Now, the big thing here, obviously, let's see how far he can actually, you know, do a kick. And there you go. And see, See, I'm holding it, I'm shaking it. Not scared. Not scared that it's gonna fall. Not scared at all. So let's actually do a split here. Just with one of them. And there you go. That's your split. Not 100% a split, but still pretty close. And ratchet joints sounding beautiful. And let's actually do the knee articulation here. And I just love using them. I just love the sound of them. And let's see. Oh man, that sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds so good. Boom. Come on, a little bit more. Okay, so this guy is gonna be a pain to pose, sadly. Little by little. There we go. There we go. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. That looks beautiful. That looks great. That looks great, man. Even the back here. See? They actually do move, which is awesome. Oh man. So yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. But again, you got to be careful with this thing. Oh man. Whew. Oh man. You need to hit the gym to use this guy. It's crazy. Now let me show you the thighs here. Show you that they do rotate, at least for here. Rotate quite a bit, which is good. Now let me show you how the back here works. Like it's just on a spring. Hear the click? That's just it. It's just a click. Now the feet itself are ratchet joints. So up, down. No toe articulation, by the way. So yeah, they can rock side to side, no problem. I almost said that there's no toe articulation. I am 100% wrong, because there is toe articulation. You just have to not be scared. Yeah, there you go. There's your toe articulation for it. So you guys can see here. Ow, 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 ow. That's the thing with this thing. It's big and you wanna manhandle it. You wanna grab it with no problem. You don't wanna be scared, but at the same time, if you go too much, it's gonna hurt you. See? So yeah. There's the toe articulation. There you go. There you go. Look at that toe. Look at that toe articulation right there. So that pretty much does it for the articulation. Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more articulation. And also that it was gonna be a lot easier, but no, this guy is a project. So okay guys, let's open the other box. Now I'm going with this one because I want to leave the Scrander for last, since the parts are here. So let's open it up. Man, that Kaiser blade looks already darn menacing. So let's see how we open this one up. This is pretty tight. Actually, yeah. Okay. So from up here. There we go. Okay. Not that much of a hassle. Where to start? Where to start? Obviously, let's start with these ones, since these are for the Kaiser Scrander, so you guys can see there. Ooh, they look nice. I'm surprised this part isn't sharp, but this one actually is pointy, so that's cool. So we got that one, we got the other one. Let's make sure that they're both pretty much the same. Yeah, they pretty much are. Exact same. So it's actually this is the one for this side. So one for the other side. Let's just put it here for now. Now, this is the screwdriver. Just a normal screwdriver, so you guys can see there. Nothing too fancy, crazy, nothing special about it. And let's leave that here. Now, should we go hands or should we go? I don't know. I don't know. There's so much stuff that I want to touch here, but let's go with the effect parts for the Kaiser blades. So you guys can see here, there's the one for the shoulder pads, which look pretty nice. You can see there the little jewel, the effect part. By the way, this one, it's hard, but it's not that hard plastic, which is nice. And the other one is pretty much, you know, the same thing. So that's cool. You can't remove the bottom parts here, the hilts. So I'm guessing that is for, you know, you're just not supposed to do that. You're supposed to grab them with the other hands. So, final Kaiser blade here, the effect part. Look at that. That looks crazy. This looks beautiful, honestly. This looks so darn good. I love how you can see the little difference in the coloration. Yellow here and it gets reddish here, which looks great, looks beautiful. Man, this thing looks amazingly big. It's way too big. Let's check out the giant missile. Boom, look at that. Look at that missile. Beautiful, beautiful missile. You can see the attachment point. And here's the smoke effect part for it. So you guys can see there. It's great, and you just pop it in there. It's that easy. But it's just so freaking nice. That looks so freaking nice. They didn't have to go that extra mile, but they did. I'm happy they did. Now let's go with the hands, of course. We have the sword holding hands, which are these ones. So you guys can see there, they're already molded. They look really darn good. I like how they even kept the little sections here. Great, the knuckles here, looking good. These ones are the open ones, so you guys can see there. Again, nice job with the little sections. They all look like they should. And of course, boom, the fully articulated hands, the ones that everybody glosses over. Yeah, the ones everybody glosses over. For some reason, these hands don't get love. Now, as you guys can see, there's a screw here, right there in the middle. In fact, let me just change this so you guys can see it better. See, there's a screwdriver there, so you can tie it up. And here are the fingers. So let's burn a couple people here. I saw a review of one guy that was saying, hey, why doesn't the fingers rotate? Yeah, he wanted the fingers to rotate, right? There's a problem, dude. Look at your hand. Look at your freaking hand. Like, you want the fingers to rotate. Guess what? My fingers don't rotate. I mean, your thumb does this, but it's not. These fingers here don't rotate. Guess what? If they rotate, you have broken fingers. Go to the doctor and get yourself checked up, because that's not good. So as you guys can see here, the thumb actually moves really darn well. Look at that. Well, now you have a broken thumb, that's for sure. But that looks good. That's a really good range of articulation there. So yeah, so you can, so you can do this. Check this out. Check this out. So you can actually, let me just switch to manual focus, so you can actually extend the finger, just a little tip. Wow, that's great. That is actually pretty good. So you can actually do a bunch of stuff, you know, with the fingers. That's cool. That's really awesome, man. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get those idiots, right? Like, yeah, I wanted the fingers to rotate. Why do you want them to rotate? You want them to do this. This is the only thing that you want them to do. This is the reason people love articulated hands. This is this one and this one, because now with these two, you know, this one you can do this. Okay. Woohoo! That's just how it goes, man. That is cool. That is actually pretty cool. Okay. I don't get it. How are these not tight as these ones? I guess when I try out the swords, we'll check that out. But check this out. These ones close all the way. These ones don't. And you can you do finger guns? Yeah. Bam, bam. There we go. Goes the finger guns. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So these actually work pretty darn well. I don't know why those Korean YouTubers just gloss over them. I really don't understand it. Honestly, give me a second. I really don't. Okay, let's attach the Turbo Smasher Punch and the firing effect part, of course. So, starting off, I'm gonna actually remove. Okay, let me show you how you're gonna add the effect part. Now, it's actually pretty easy. As you guys can see here, you can see that there's pretty much like holes here on these little parts here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna line those holes up with these parts here. Yeah, these ones there are over here. I'm pretty sure you guys, let me give you guys a better look there. So those ones. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna line them up. Doesn't matter which one you pick. And okay guys, how do you put the Turbo Smasher Punch effect part? Pretty easy actually. Just like the other one, you're just gonna remove the fist, and you see how the inside here has a design to it. Well, all you gotta do is line them up. You're gonna line them up. So once you line them up, doesn't matter which one you put in there first, it just matters that you line them up. After that, you're just gonna take the punch, put it on there, and there you go. You have your Turbo Smasher Punch right there, looking pretty awesome. It's solid, it's not gonna fall from there, so that's good. Okay, so let's attach, of course, the giant missile. So first off, we're gonna open the fly here, and now I want to try this. Okay, you can't attach the missile directly here, as you guys can see, it's not long enough. So you obviously need the smoke. So attach the missile to the smoke first. There we go. Then attach the smoke here. Let's see. Why isn't it fitting? It's supposed to fit in there. Okay, so really tight fit. Okay, there you go. So let me just put it there. Sure is. Okay, that's interesting. So there it is. There's the giant missile, or like I like to call it, the cock popper. Okay guys, it's time for the test. Yes, we're gonna take the blades and compare the hands. So first off, we're gonna go with the molded hand. And yeah, by the way, yeah, I did cut myself. I don't know with what part though, Mazinkaiser, but I did. Okay, so here is the molded hand, and I gotta say, holding it pretty darn good, really well. So yeah, no problem with that one. So that one's great. So now let's do it with the fully articulated hand. So again, right hand, just grab it here, and should be like that. Thumb should be over here. Okay, battery power fingers. Our go there. And let's see. Try to get it as close as I can to the molded hand. Let's do that. Okay. So let me see. Okay, so that's it with the fully articulated finger hand. Yeah, it is a little bit loose. It is a little bit loose. I mean, it's not like, oh, you're gonna lose it or something, but it's still workable. It's still very workable from what I'm seeing here. I mean, obviously, this one is a lot more secure compared to this one, but it works. See, they do work. Just have to find a sweet spot, I'm guessing, but still, they still work. They still work. So yeah, these are usable. They're 100% usable with that blade. Now with the final Kaiser blade, let's check it out. Okay, so final Kaiser blade here. So put it the molded one here. And as you can see, it doesn't move. It doesn't move. Perfect. Now let's check it out with the articulated finger one. So I'll put it here. Gonna put the fingers around it. I think with this one it will hold a lot better, just how big it is. But we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, I think I got them. I think I have them as tight as they can go. So you guys can see here. So yeah, let's shake them. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. This sword is too much. It's too much for this one. Yeah, I mean, still, see, you have to hold them, honestly. But yeah, it's too much. It's just too much for this. This sword is too much for these hands, for the fully articulated finger ones. But still, it's good to have them. You know, you go 1, you go 2, and then you go 3. Right? That's what you want. Okay, now let's put this, of course, in there. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna move it to the side. You're just gonna pop it out. Wasn't that difficult? Then you take the other one and you're just gonna pop it in there. Again, more stuff that is sharp and pointy. Even in there. Okay, do I have the right spot? Yeah. Okay, according to the instructions, you're supposed to take it like this, have it just like that, and then you're just gonna pop it in there. But it's a lot harder than it looks. Okay, there it goes. There you go. There it is. That's what it looks like. Now let's do the chest. Of course, according to the instructions, you just have to grab this part here and pull it out. There we go. It's out. Gotta say, look at this. Look how good this looks. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So now we can see the exposed chest there. As you can see it there. And now we just take this part, and it looks like we have to line it up in like an X pattern, like this. So you guys can see that. And now that we have it in the X pattern, which is the same pattern that is over here. Now we have to push it in there, and boom! Check that out. That looks really good. That looks really freaking good. Yeah, that looks awesome. So let me give you guys a better look. Okay guys, Kaiser Scrander. Finally, the last box. This thing is huge. And this is the main reason why I got this Mazinkaiser over the SKYX Studios, because I like this Scrander a lot more than the one in the SKYX Studio one. So let's open it up. So yeah, the big reason, oh, silly me, there's actually tape here. Come on, there's actually tape down here. Didn't even notice that. This one. Okay, so this is just foam. That's cool. So if you want, you can still have a Mazinkaiser logo there. As you guys can see there, it's upside down. Let me just... So you have a Mazinkaiser logo there that you can use, you know. So that's nice. And now we finally open up. Open wide, baby. That's what she said. Woo. Here we go. There's the Scrander. Oh man, this is like opening a freaking tomb. Look at that. Look at that. Let's take this one apart here. Oh, really well protected. Okay. It looks beautiful. It looks great. But I can already tell you that just like Mazinkaiser, here and over there, there's fingerprints. Yeah. In those dark red areas, there's fingerprints. Darn it. Again, I have to contact Carbotix Japan, see what's up with that. What happened there? These are the parts for the General Darkness to complete it. So these are the effect parts for the rocket puncher to smash your punch, of course. You know, and they fire off. They look really darn awesome. Again, just like the Kaiser blades, really dark red here, and then they turn yellowy orange at the bottom. I love that. That is awesome. So yeah, General Darkness parts here. I'm gonna put them aside because that's the next thing that we're gonna be tackling, obviously. I want to put it together. But here we go. It's the Scrander. So let's take it off. It's big, and look, this is what I'm telling you about. See how you can see here, like there's fingerprints, like smudges. See it there as well. And remember, I just opened this. You can see back here, you can see that there's smudges here and there's smudges over here as well. So let me get rid of this. Let's put the Scrander down there. Scrander time. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Now let's put it together. Of course. Well, before we put it together, I should reiterate this. You guys can see that mine has the gold here, in here, but if you check here, it only has the gold here, no gold here, and no gold here. And if I flip it around, it has the gold here, but not here. That's why I said that. Yeah. I got a incorrect one because it's supposed to be, you know, it's supposed to match on both sides. So yeah, it's supposed to be, I think it is supposed to be the gold here on the outside and the gold also here on the outside, then the inside is just a solid part. So yeah, that sucks. But man, look at this thing. Look how big this guy is. So let's see what the instruction booklet says about it, how you put it together. Okay, so I have the instruction booklet right next to me. Okay, so it should be pretty easy. So looks like this one attaches to that one. No, okay, this one attaches here, and the other one attaches to the other side. Okay, so this should be. Let me actually move it here so you guys can see it. So with my hand blocking it, there, you can see that. And then the other one, take here, just gonna pop it in there. So yeah, not difficult. There we go. So that's what it looks like completed. Again, I'm gonna give you guys better looks of it pretty soon. That's beautiful. This is a beautiful Kaiser Scrander, honestly. Man, I like the colors here. The blues just look great. It's just awesome. Just beautiful. So let's take a better look at it. Man, it looks awesome, doesn't it? It looks so darn good up in the air. And yeah, you can do that with that articulated stand that I got, as you guys can see there. So that is pretty cool. It's actually holding it up pretty well. I'm not scared of it falling. So yeah, this articulated stand does have a use, you know. So that is good. But man, it just looks so darn great. Just in the air. I gotta say, I love the exhaust vents. I love the colors, the design of it. Just looks so freaking striking, so awesome. And this was the reason why I bought this Mazinkaiser, because this Scrander to me is the coolest one they have made so far. And the thing is that the colors, the design of it. The other thing is that this guy is pretty much a figure by itself. So Mazinkaiser is pretty much, you're getting 2.5 figures, you know, pretty much. General Darkness, of course, if he would have been like a full body, even if he didn't move, that would have been the 3rd figure. But yeah, it looks great. It looks so darn nice. So okay guys, let's check out the articulation with the Kaiser Scrander. Now, this guy didn't have to have any articulation, honestly, but they gave it to it, so let's check it out. As you guys can see here, starting off, let's start off with this part here. This part of the wing, you can actually move it forward, so you can have it like that, which is pretty cool. You can actually push it a little bit more, see? So it locks into place, but you can actually pull it back and have it like that. So if you don't like it like that, let's say you want something else, you can move this little part here, see, and you can actually move the whole wing. Listen to the ratchet joints. So that's pretty cool that you can actually move that. The other thing is that you can actually take these wings and fold them, which is pretty awesome. That's something that they didn't have to include, but they did. I think it gives it unique way to display it with them like that. If I remember correctly, these ones here also, yeah, I already showed you guys this one. And the other thing is this part here, the cockpit. That cockpit, you can actually pull it down a little bit here to expose that area there. So that's cool. So that's pretty much, ouch, 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 ouch. Careful with that beak. Careful with that beak. Ouch. I just, ooh, man, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. Didn't go through the skin, but it still hurt. Darn it. And this is where you pretty much attach Mazinkaiser to. You know, this is the actual part, which feels pretty strong. Pretty strong. Just listen to this. Okay guys, a small piece of articulation that I forgot to mention was this one. as you guys can see here, this area here, check this out. Oh, you can actually move them. Yes, you can actually move it. You can see the ratchet joints working right there, which is actually pretty darn awesome. You can see it. But yeah, sometimes you forget about that. But yeah, it's right there. So let me show you guys without any sound. Okay guys, time to attach the Scrander. Yep. Okay, so I folded the wings just to show you guys, and doing it like this is the easiest way. You just push it in there and it's gonna fold in there really easy. You're not gonna have any problems. See how it snaps in there? And now that we have it there, it's just a matter of bringing it back. As you guys can see there, boom, it's 100% secure there. You can move it around, no problem. It's looking pretty great. Gotta say, it looks pretty darn awesome with the Scrander on. But still, I find that connection point to be really iffy. I don't know, honestly. I pushed it in there as much as I could. But, man, and sorry that it's not rotating. And this, with the Scrander on, is way too much weight for my little, you know, rotating base to move around. But yeah, I'll just, you know, move it manually so you guys can see what it looks like from the sides and everything. But still, pretty darn awesome. It's just that I don't feel like that connector is pretty secure there. Okay, so general darkness time. Now, obviously I already unboxed the main body and the head. So, now we're gonna box the rest. Starting off with this arm. Look at that. Look how big this thing is. This is crazy big. The hand, look how good that looks. Man, it just feels... You just wanted it to be another figure. You just wanted it to be. Man, that's awesome. So, here's the shoulder pad. Look at that. Look at that. That big chunkiness there is to it. Polystone. The last part here. Oh, so this is a crushed area. So that's interesting. How good that looks. That looks so darn great. So, let's put it all together. Okay, so according to the instructions, this is actually pretty simple. So, first thing you're gonna do is, you're gonna take the main body here. And you're just gonna put the arm here, attach it to it. Oh man, this is... Okay, so it goes like that. So, yeah, I think this actually... Oh yeah, it's really easy to remove. I thought it was gonna be like, it's gonna lock in there. No. Okay, so you put that there, take the shoulder pad, and let me just move it here so you guys can see it more. And you just line it up. Man, it kind of feels like terracotta, like those like vases. It kind of feel like that. It doesn't feel like a type of stone or anything like that. So okay, so we got that one. Now we're gonna do this one, which is the crushed chest here, which just goes in here like so. Goes in there pretty well. So that's pretty much the body. Now we just go with the head, and the head just goes in here like that. So there we have the general darkness, the defeated general darkness, which is, you know, in his last breaths. So That's pretty awesome, and let me give you guys a better look, of course. And in his final moments, the general screamed out, "Curse you, Kaiser!" Yes! Look at that, that looks beautiful, man. The damage on this guy, the color, the paint job is beautiful. You can see the insides, all the damage that he has with the blood on it. That face on the back, looking back, it's like, oh man. It looks so darn good. It just does. That is so awesome. And remember that you can put the Kaiser blades on it as well, which is a big freaking bonus that you can actually do that. And man, again, this is pretty much another figure by itself, which is awesome. I wish it was a full figure. Honestly, Blitzway, I hope they do make one full size. Would be pretty awesome, you know, to have it next to Mazinkaiser. That would be pretty darn sweet. But man, it's great, and building it was, you know, fun. It was easy, nothing too crazy. I do feel like some parts might be a little bit too easy, like the arm to take off, but other than that, this guy is just gonna be laying there. You know, you're not gonna be moving it much, you know, besides having Mazinkaiser around it and stuff, but still pretty awesome, pretty darn awesome. Okay guys, let's put the swords on General Darkness. Now, this is the way that it says how to do it on the instruction manual, but there's another way to do it. So first off, we're gonna take one of the smaller blades, of course, and we're gonna put it here. Now, very slowly and gently put it in there. Don't force them. I don't know if there's any padding inside there. The second one just goes in here, like so. There you go. And the last one, I don't get why. Honestly, the Kaiser blade goes into this one, is it? Yeah, into this one, because honestly, if you were to ask me, I would put the Kaiser blade to be the one that gave it the final blow. But yeah, that is how you attach them. So let me give you guys a better look. So this is how I would do it. Obviously, the only thing that I would love they would have added would have been if would have included another face. And yeah, I'm talking about the face there on the chest, because that's the actual General Darkness. The other is just a robot. If they would have included the face that came like split, and you could put the final Kaiser blade in there, because that's how he dies in the freaking OVA, of course. Obviously, it's not by the Kaiser blade, it's by his own sword, but it would have been pretty awesome if they would have done that. Heck, even include his own sword, it would have been pretty cool. But still, it's great that they give you the options of how you can put them there any way you want. I love it. It's a 10 out of 10 right there. Check it out, guys. Shin next to Mainkaiser with their wings on, and I gotta say, it's impressive. It's really impressive. Both of them looking just great. Obviously, Mainkaiser's a lot bigger, but man, those wingspans look great. And by the way, the ones on Shin are fully extended. So let me show you what they look like in front of each other, because that's gonna be the telling part. So there you can see the massive wingspan from the freaking Shin. But of course, Shin are fully spread out. Mainkaisers are not. And do remember that Shin do have that shape to them, that circular shape to them, so they're actually going inwards instead of outwards. So let me move the ones on Mainkaiser so you guys can see a really good look at it. Even with Mainkaiser's wings fully spread open, they still can't get the length that Shin Getter gets. It's just that Mazinkaiser's ones are actually pretty wide, while Shin Getters are long. So that's pretty much the trade-off here, that we're getting these wider wings, but they're not as long as some people would like to. Honestly, I've seen some people that honestly want something crazy like 25-inch wingspan, which I don't figure you're ever gonna get something like that. But still, this looks pretty darn awesome. Both of them just there with their wings ready to take off flying. Man, what a awesome display this is gonna be, right? Check it out, guys. The Kaiser powder, looking pretty darn good. Sadly, I did look inside it, and hopefully you guys can see it. There is no Koji figure, sadly. No, there's nothing in there. It's empty, which is sad because I wish they would have just put like a little head there with the helmet, and that was it. But still, I like how the Kaiser powder looks. I still wish that they would have given us two of them, one that was transformed and this one, because that way you have the options. And honestly, I don't know why they didn't do it like that, because all the other Mazinkaisers do the same thing. In fact, all the other well, not everything from the Infinity universe as well, because Mazinger Z Infinities actually lets you transform the hover powder, and the jet powder, I mean the brain condor for great, actually just removes the tip and then you dock it. But I wish they would have done that with this guy. I think it would have looked better, and again, it would have been able to basically move that cockpit a little bit forward towards the head, so it looked like it was there instead of just looking like, hey, it's too far back. But still, this guy looks pretty nice, and like I said, I love the little darker red fins that they put on it on the bottom. It looks good. You can see that it has the little cannons there for the little lasers that it fires. The cockpit is nice that it has some detailing. Too bad you can't you don't have a Kabuto Koji inside it. And again, I know that I sound like a broken record when I say this, but we need a Kabuto Koji figure and we need a Tetsuya figure. And honestly, after the CCS Toys Ryoma fixed script figure, CCS Toys is the one to make it. That's it. That's the one to make it. Fully fabric outfit, a bunch of accessories, and obviously a great price for under $100. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. And to go along with Mazinkaiser, woohoo! And with Mazing Emperor G, the Sky X Studio ones, oh my god, that would be a dream come true. So yeah, that is the Kaiser powder. So this is what the face looks like without the LED lights on, as you guys can see there. Pretty dark. Obviously, that, like I said before, that forehead that he has, just like some Gundams like Wing Gundam Zeros, the forehead is so big at the front that it just casts a shadow, and it's pretty much, if you don't have good lighting on it, it's pretty difficult for you to actually be able to see anything. And here you can see it with my camera light turned on, as you guys can see, so you can see a lot more of that light, you know, of that face, especially a little bit more of the eyes. But normally, if you don't have good lighting, this guy is just gonna look like a black blob in a lot of areas, and details like the ones on the face, you're not really gonna see them that much. And here it is with the LEDs turned on and my camera light on, so as you guys can see there. But I know what you guys want, so let me give you what you guys want. LED on, camera light on, and I think we should turn the camera light off. How is that? That looks so badass. Honestly, that looks so badass, right? That's just awesome. So yeah, that's actually pretty darn cool. So guys, before we go to the poses, I wanted to show you guys this. As you guys can see, the cable on mine is actually really well hidden. You can barely see it. Of course, I'm gonna be zooming in on post. But it's there and it's to the side, which is great. I like that. It's not in the middle, which is good. So if you guys were wondering how it's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like this, because on the middle it just doesn't make sense. It's gonna get caught up with the head, or something might happen where you accidentally snag it with your finger and there, boom, there goes the cable. But yeah, really happy with that. So now that we went all through that, I'm sorry that it's been such a long video, but I just had to cover everything. So let's go and check out some poses. Well guys, a big problem. Not only is the fully articulated hand stuck, but look what happened to the thumb. Yes, it came straight off, as you guys can see there. Yep, that happened, and darn it, really? Such an expensive figure, and this is the BS we have to deal with. Honestly, yeah, the thumb broke. There you go. And the hand is still stuck there. Haven't been able to get it, pull it out with anything. It's just stuck there. Man, like no amount of force. I have tried a bunch of stuff. You can see how scuffed up it is, and it's it's stuck in there. It's stuck in there, and I didn't even push it that far, as you guys can see. So yeah, this freaking sucks. Unacceptable. I'm gonna have to contact Blitzway Japan to let them know what happened. Hopefully you can send me a replacement or something. This really sucks. Well, I was able to pull it off. $420 figure made meet a $10, well, just a string from a pair of boxers. Yeah, so that's how I was able to get it out. Honestly, I don't know, doesn't seem like there's any damage here. Well, you can see a little bit of the gold flaking from the hand, which is here, but I honestly don't know what happened. You can see how much damage that thing took. Yeah, it wasn't that easy to pull off, and it sucks, man. It sucks that even the thumb broke. Like, I don't get it, honestly. But again, I still under warranty. I'm gonna contact Blitzway Japan, see if I can get myself, you know, another hand. So yeah, definitely I just don't get it, because I don't have that problem with the molded hands. The molded hands fit in there nicely and everything, and this one you guys could see that it wasn't all the way in. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe the plastic expanded overnight or something, and I just didn't, well, there's no way you can notice that. But man, and I was posing them, removing them, and all that stuff that happened while posing. So yeah, it's one of those things. So yeah, be careful. But if it does happen to you, this or just a string, as long as you get it in there and apply the pressure, you can get them out. Okay guys, now taking a little break from the posing, I want you guys to see something. Do you see this here? Yeah, gonna be zooming it in so you guys can see there's some chipping, and I haven't been pushing this thing too much. And by the way, yes, the legs are extended. They needed to do a better job there. I think they needed to extend it a little bit more, because I don't know what's bumping into it. You can see that the other leg also have a small little chip here, but man, that's really disappointing. I can't believe that that area there is so weak and so prone to chipping, right? It doesn't really make sense that they actually didn't, you know, test it out before putting it out. Like, man, I love that I have it and everything, but I wish they would have kept it in the oven a little bit more, because that's something that is really unacceptable on this type of figure. They could have fixed this. Okay guys, I hope I'm wrong about this, but I think my LED lights on the eyes are not working. Yeah, let's turn off the light here. Okay, by the way, it's completely dark as you guys can see here, and I'm just gonna turn on the LED lights here. Let me see where they are. Of course, it's easier than done. As you guys can see there, they're not really shining as much as they used to. They're really not. It's a very weak glow to them. I don't know if you guys can see them. Let me actually open up the exposure a little bit more, see if you guys can see. So yeah, it's not showing up a lot, which I don't like. I don't know, maybe I have to change the batteries. Let me just drop the camera down a bit, see if you guys can see it there. But yeah, it's all, the camera's all the way turned down, and yeah, it's barely noticeable. It's like really dim. I don't know, I'm still let me actually turn on the light so you guys can see here. And sorry if I blinded you guys there, my bad. And I'm going to swap out the batteries and see if they do manage to, you know, light up. I've been using this guy all day, so maybe I did overuse the LED lights, so we'll see what happens. Maybe I just drained the battery, so let's hope it's just that. Okay, so I put some fresh batteries in it. Let's see how it goes. So time to turn off the lights. Lights are off. Let's check it out with the camera light on, and boom, you guys can see that they're pretty bright. So yeah, and let's turn the light off. There you go. Yep. So this guy, man, I've been doing poses since 10 a.m. and it's already what, 6? So damn, like almost 8 hours of continuously running the batteries. That's pretty darn good, honestly. I was expecting it to be a lot less, but that's actually pretty good. So we did test them out. So if you see poses without the LED lights on, it's because I just want to save battery. This is the last 3 pair that I have for them. The other ones still work, but it's just that, you know, they're pretty weak right now. I'm gonna let them rest. Maybe later, you know, maybe I can swap them out later. Maybe they get the charge back or something. You know, sometimes that happens with batteries. But yeah, so you get around 7 to 8 hours of a fully charged with this guy light up. I still wish they would have done it USB powered. I wish they would have done that. That would have been even more awesome. Okay guys, as you guys can see here, yes, I made the Rust Hurricane, which is pretty awesome, ain't it? Now obviously what I did was just take the Turbo Smasher punches effect parts and put them on stands, and that's how it looks. Actually looks pretty good. I think it looks better a little bit separate like that, so it looks like, you know, the wing is picking up, you know, it's moving instead of just squishing them together. I think if you squish them together, it just makes this look bigger. Obviously it's supposed to be 3 Hurricanes. It's supposed to be the ones that are making the shape, but I think this actually turned out pretty cool, you know, with what I have. So if someone, let's say somebody on eBay sells these separately, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody sells them like for $5. I wouldn't be surprised if some people actually pick them up and go like, yeah, I'll make one hell of a Rust Hurricane, that's for sure. So as you guys can see here guys, the Glacier Beam, you can actually recreate it and it actually looks pretty good. I mean, it's just one of his obscure attacks, you know, basically freezes the enemies, and as you guys can see there, this is pretty much how you do it. You just move the horns forward and that's pretty much it. It's cool that they added that because a lot of other Mazinkaiser don't let you do that. They always keep the horns straight forward, but on this one you can actually do it, which is pretty cool. And let me show you guys what it looks like from the sides there. So yeah, actually pretty neat. Only needs a few effect parts and it will look even better, honestly, if they did that. It would have been awesome if they would have went all the way and put LED lights inside it so it looked green like it was firing the lasers. That would have been pretty awesome. Okay guys, let's get to some final thoughts. Yeah, I know it's been a long video, but let's go and finish it off. So what I like about the head is that the design is actually pretty darn good. It's nice. It does resemble what he looks like in the anime. Not 100% obviously, there's always gonna be differences. Again, this wasn't made to resemble the anime version, the OVA version, to a T. So one thing that I don't like about it is the way the powder sits on it, at which he was sitting a lot more forward, so the cockpit would be over here. That would have made it look even better instead of just having this big gaping hole pretty much there. The other thing, obviously, a small little Kabuto Koji figure inside the cockpit. Even if it was just the helmet, would have been pretty awesome. Another thing here about the head is that it doesn't have a lot of articulation when it comes to going up. It has a lot for down, but it doesn't really have a lot when you try to move it up. Now, of course, the neck looks great, that feels really darn good, but the neck also suffers from the same thing about the head, that it cannot look up that much. It's really not a lot. The other thing obviously are the eyes, because the eyes, even if they're a shiny translucent plastic, the forehead is just way too big, and as you guys can see there, you can barely see the eye, but if you light it up, and considering that your batteries are pretty fresh, you can actually see it pretty good. Now the other thing that I like is that the horns are movable, so you can have the glacier beam. That is cool. So you can have that. I like the design on the crown. They made it look pretty darn good, pretty close to concept art, to those promo images, which is the way it should be. But man, if the articulation was better for the head, you know, side to side motion, to the freaking up and down motion as well, would have looked a lot better. The other thing is that this part here, let me give you guys a better look, so you guys can see is pretty empty there. I wish they would have found something to fill it up instead of just having it fully empty like that. But that's pretty much what I like and what I don't like about the head. So the chest, what I like about it is that you can see the heatsink, you can see the signs inside it, which is pretty awesome. That is pretty cool, and that is something Bandai has been doing their Infinity and their Infinitism line. And the cool thing is that if you look at it from the back, from back here, let me see if my camera can pick it up now. As you guys can see there, there's the reflective metal parts that actually reflect forward, which is actually pretty darn cool. And that's something that I really like. Now, I do wish it would light up the heatsink as well. Everything would light up. I wish it was like that, but sadly they didn't do that. I wish they would have. The other thing is the articulation that it has. It is great, it is really good, but I feel like they could have done a little bit more with it in that sense. But other than that, I mean, the chest, like the whole chest area looks great, and it's just good. It's just good what they did on the chest. I know some people don't like that big body builder physique to it. I actually do enjoy it. So the arms are actually good, but when it comes to the articulation, they could have been so much better. I wish they would have added a cut here, so this part here will open up, but also you gotta think that these parts here will have, you know, will have trouble, you know, moving there. Maybe they could have done something. It is cool that they move around independently, but I just feel like they could have done a better job with that some way. I'm not 100% sure, because it's kind of like a bummer that you can't get it all the way up. The other thing is the butterfly joints. Obviously, I want more articulation from here, because as you guys can see, this all the way out. There's no way to get any more articulation there out the butterfly joints, and that's pretty much all you get, and that kind of sucks. I was expecting this guy to be able to do more stuff like hulking up poses and all that stuff, but nope, nothing like that, sadly, for it. I do gotta say, the arms are strong. I have no problem with the freaking arms. They feel so darn good, and it's just, you know, it's a good job. And the thing is that you can pull on this guy, and you actually do have to add a little bit of strength to it, see, to pull that out, which is good. The only thing that worries me is that it's a lot easier to insert these and move them around, but as you guys can see there, it does have damage a little bit of the holes. It does worry me that it might wear out over time. So I suggest you just put it straight in there so you don't have any problem with it, instead of just, you know, doing the thing where you just go side to side and hoping it goes in there. I suggest you just do it straightforward, because if not, then you're probably gonna be needing a replacement for it, and from the looks of it, it looks like they're not gonna be giving out a lot of replacement parts for this guy. When it comes to the ab crunch, I love it. I love how much he has, but the problem is that, well, he doesn't have a lot when it comes up. So, you know, you can go down a lot, no problem, but when it comes to going up, he just, you know, it's not a lot. And there's some poses that I wanted to do that I wasn't able to do because of that, because of how those works. Now the legs, I really like them, but they're kind of like a double-edged sword. Not only are these legs, you know, so sharp and pointy in some areas, the thing is that you have to be careful about this area here, that you don't hit it, that you don't damage it. And you always have to have these side skirts up if you want to move the legs around, because you don't want them scratching the metal parts, which kind of sucks. I wish they would have figured out a better way to do that without having to basically hinder you or damaging the figure. I think they could have done it. I just think they decided not to, which is actually pretty sad. They decided to do that. But man, the legs look pretty awesome. Let's talk about some of my favorite parts of this figure. One of my favorite parts of this figure is the gold trim. The gold trim just looks awesome. It looks great on the freaking arms. I love that they finally added to the wrist. The only thing is that I would have went all the way and added it to the fingers as well. Sadly, they did not do that here. I wish they would have. But talking about the gold trim, the leg one, the gold trim on the leg is just great. I love it. I love that little detailing, because this is something that I wanted to do with my Infinitus Mazinkaiser, and the reason I didn't do it was because there was just so many areas to panel line that was like, man, it's just gonna look like a mess. But these guys actually pulled it off, adding just enough for it to look good, but not too much so it doesn't look crazy. But the legs, I have no complaints about them. They work great. They're really darn good. I love the detailing that they have, especially when you do this, man. Those ratchet joints sound so darn good. Look at that detailing in there. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to add that blue. And by the way, that's actually the blue color of the original Mainkaiser from the Super Robot Wars games. And man, that's just so nice. The back of the legs, of course, which look great. Remember that these parts actually do move as well. Man, the back of the legs just feels so darn good as well. He stands so well. Once you know, put it down, of course he's gonna do that, but once you put it down and you put the legs there and you know, mess around with the ratchet joints a little bit, it's perfect. It's pretty much perfect way for him to stand, and I have no problems with that. Let's talk about the batteries really quick. Really easy, accessible to get in there, take them out and everything. They just, you know, they don't last that long, around 6 to 8 hours, you know, with three of them brand new. The other thing being that I do wish they would have put a rechargeable battery in there so you could just plug it in with USB and not have to worry about that. But hey, they work. It works and it looks great. The back looks really darn good. I love these little designs here and here. The only thing is that obviously the hole is there, so I know some people would like to cover it up, but other than that, that is pretty good. And the Scrander gets in there pretty darn good if you put it properly. If not, then you're gonna have problems. Well, the articulated hands are actually pretty good, but they could have done better. And honestly, having the thumb break on mine on this one really sucked. So I did use them quite a bit. They are loose when it comes to holding the sword, but I just wish they could have done a little bit better, a little bit tighter. You know, that's really my main gripe here. That they should have been a little bit tighter, and honestly, the quality of the foam should have been a lot better. They should have used die cast for this joint instead of plastic, and that's pretty much my big gripe with them. Now, the Kaiser Scrander is awesome. This was the reason why I bought this guy, and I think they went a little bit too crazy with the articulation. I think they gave it a little bit too much, but other than that, man, just the way it looks and the feel of it, everything looks great. Everything just feels awesome. It's just so darn good. I wish it had like little fire effect parts so you could have it there on the jets. That would have been pretty awesome, but other than that, man, this guy is pretty much perfect. The final Kaiser blade just looks great. Obviously here you can see it next to the Bandai Infinitism one, and you can see how the blade is so wide, right, compared to this one. Now, I've heard some people like it, some people don't. Because of that, honestly, I like it. I think it's pretty good, because if it was too wide, I think it would have been too heavy. But also, in the OVA, when he pulls it out, he actually does have a long blade and not a thick blade. But I'm okay with it. I love the hilts. I love the way they did them. Also with the C symbol there, just looks great. I love that. And honestly, just the gold color itself looks pretty nice, and it's actually pretty sturdy. You know, you're not gonna poke somebody. Well, you could poke somebody with this, but I would use the dual Kaiser blades for that one. And I'm not really gonna talk about the dual Kaiser blades. They're perfect pretty much. The only thing, and this goes for all three of them, the only thing that I would have added would have been if I would have made a removable blade, so that way you could, you know, display with just the handle. So you could do some really cool poses with that. Maybe you just want the handle somewhere else. Maybe he's pulling it out of something or someone. Maybe you could make it look like he stabbed one of his enemies and is just pulling it back. You know, that's the only thing that it doesn't have going for it. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the blades. When it comes to the effect parts, I think, man, just this one, you know, the firing effect part where it's coming out, I think this is just perfect. Yeah, a bit pointy, you have to be careful. It could be a little bit of the pain, you know, lining it up with the actual punch. But other than that, man, it's pretty awesome. And of course, the Turbo Smasher itself looks great. It has that dirty air look to it. By the way, remember, it's supposed to be tornadoes, hurricanes. If you don't believe me, go watch some videos on those, because I don't know, I don't get it. Some people kind of don't understand that the air and all the shit that those phenomenon are actually pulling out and rotating, it actually looks dirty. That's why you can see them, you know. You can see that wind swirling, and that's what makes this thing look so cool. Take it from somebody that lives in the middle of the ocean that gets attacked by these guys every year in the months of June and July, of course, all the way from summer all the way to freaking Halloween. So yeah, this is pretty accurate. It's great. I wish they would have given us more, because that way you could have created the freaking rust tornado. The rust hurricane would have been pretty awesome. But still, I'm pretty happy with these. So, the Great General Darkness, what do I think about it? Wow, I gotta say, for a statue, is just that, a statue, you know. It has some really nice detailing, the blood splattering everywhere, the inner organs that you can see down the ground. Just the design of it, you know, he looks like he's gasping for air. I like how the robot head is all the way on the back. And the face on the chest looks great. It looks like in agony, it looks in pain. And I like the weight of it, I like the feel. The only thing that some parts do kind of feel a little bit loose, especially this one here. That one, and the head sometimes tends to fall. But other than that, this guy is pretty solid. Like I said before, I wish it was its own figure. Hopefully that happens one day. That will be pretty darn awesome to own. And I think it's just a really nice addition to what you're getting. You know, you get Mazinkaiser, you get the Kaiser Scrander, and then you get this guy. So you're pretty much getting almost 3 figures. I say 2.5 figures. If this guy was full size, even if it didn't have any articulation, and it was just a statue there, it would have been pretty darn awesome as well. So I know you guys are gonna be asking, Zero, what about the stand? What stand did you use? Well, this is from Amazon. I think it's DS Instinct. I'm gonna show you guys an image of it so you guys can find it. It's a $15 US stand. It's good, but Mazinkaiser just needs something beefier, something bigger, something stronger. It's good for holding it up straight. You can do some kind of fake flying poses, as you guys saw there when I posted. It's just that this guy is way too much, you know, he's way too heavy, and he just needs something that's gonna, number one, hold it up properly, be able to carry that weight, and number two, to keep it safe. And that's the thing, that's the big thing that I think a lot of people are gonna complain about this figure, is that it needed its proper stand. It needed a stand that could hold up the weight and everything that was articulated. Now, Blitzway did give us a stand with fucking SHIN getter, but did not add it to Mainkaiser, which is a big letdown. I wish they would have added it to it. It was something that they could have done it, added easily. It didn't even have to be like a proper diorama base. It could have just been like this one, just a black stand with that big articulated arm, and that's it, you know. And this guy, the thing is that they tease you, because they do show you, hey, between the legs there's the hole there so you can put the stand in. Oh wait, but we're not giving you the stand, so who knows, maybe in a couple months or a year or two down the line, maybe they'll give us like an upgrade pack. They give us more weapons, kind of like what they did with Voltron, that they came out with that stand that where you can put that base where you can basically put the lions there flying, or you could just have you know, you can store the accessories and stuff. Maybe they'll give us something like that. That would have been great. I hope that happens, because trust me, I searched all over the internet and I couldn't find a stand that was better than this one. You know, this one is for hot toys, but you need something that's a lot beefier. I don't know, let me know what you guys think, what you guys are using for yours. Did you find something stronger? I know that those boom arms for camera equipment does work, because I do have one, but sadly there's no way to get the figure on there, because I do not have any clamp that is actually strong enough or big enough to fit there. If I did, I would have already done that. I would have shown you guys, but nope. Since we don't have that, then this guy, sadly, he's gonna stay grounded. So, a little comparison here, as you guys can see, next to Mainkaiser Infinitism. Man, they look great together. Honestly, of course, the Infinitism is so small, and mine has gotten loose joints over the years, obviously, but that was my first one. You know, that's pretty much what made me, you know, decide that, hey, it's time that you get an upgrade. And yeah, I decided to go to a Blitzway one. Now, I do get the argument of people saying, hey, I wish the Blitzway one took inspiration from the Infinitism one and they would have gone with the Infinitism design instead, which the Infinitism design is beautiful. It's beautiful. And of course, what Bandai went with, I mean Blitzway went with, is actually great as well. I love both of them. But honestly, if you ask me, Zero, which would be your perfect Mazinkaiser? Well, in a perfect world, it would have been the Infinitism version, of course, with that Scrander that the Blitzway one has. I think that would have been the best Mazinkaiser out there in terms of design. But obviously, Mazinkaisers, there's so many designs of them by different companies and different games that it's just, you know, anyone can have their own favorite Mazinkaiser, can go out and buy it. Heck, my favorite right now, well, from all of them, it's not just Mazinkaiser, it's Mazing Emperor G. So yeah, I cannot wait for Sky Studios to come out with that one. That one is gonna be perfect, honestly, and that's probably gonna be the last super robot that I buy. But man, looking back after all this time, I'm actually pretty happy that I pulled the trigger on this guy. It has its shortcomings, but when it's good, it's freaking good. And I cannot wait for this video to be over so I can display it on my shelf properly and be like, ah, now I get to enjoy it. So yeah, cannot wait. The Kaiser, PILDER, of course, which in my opinion looks pretty darn good. It's just, you know, it's the little chip, you know, that's the brain, you know, where Koji is. And he just docks in there, and that's nice. And I like how they took their time. They detail it pretty good. They gave it a few things that you were not expecting, like the fins there being that red color. Honestly, I do wish, like I said before, that they would have put a Kabuto Koji figure inside the cockpit. I think that would just add it to it. I like the little blasters that they gave it, the little gold areas. That's what I'm talking about. I do wish it did have a transformation, and that's like the only thing that I wish I could have. This one to display, and another one to just freaking, you know, just have it a Mazinkaiser with the canopy actually move forward on the head, so it looks a lot better instead of just having like a gaping hole there. But other than that, really happy with it. Looks good. You can display it with Mazinkaiser or without it, but still pretty darn nice. I wish it had its own little articulated stand so you could just have it flying around Mazinkaiser. So guys, we come to the end of the video. Gotta say, I really like this figure. I really do. It does have its shortcomings. I know it's kind of like a rose, I say. You know, every rose has its thorns, obviously, cliche and all that stuff. But pretty much when you get this guy and you finish posing it and stuff, that's the big thing, because you want to pose it, but you have to do it strong, but you also have to be careful because everything has thorns, everything is pointy, everything is sharp. Trust me, my hand yesterday looked like I put it inside a thorn bush and just shook it all over inside that place, man. I even hurt my toe with the freaking tripod as well. So I'm pretty battered, pretty beat up. I'm just, you know, tired and really ready to call it a day. So yeah, there is one more thing. There's a stop motion that you guys have to check out at the end of the video. And there is one more pose that I haven't shown you guys that I know you guys are really gonna love. That is gonna be after that one. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. God bless you guys. I hope you guys are having a great time, whichever time you guys are watching this. And I'll see you guys next time.